Well, hey everybody, Dylan here, and welcome, Happy New Year, brrr, and all those noise effects I'm totally not going to add in post because I try not to edit, I'm lazy. Anyway, welcome back to the channel. Where you been? Oh, that's where you been? Oh my goodness, really? Okay, but in all sincerity, I'll explain later where I've been. But right now, we're going to get into the point of this video. Ready? It's the Raw 1/1/24 review. Normally, these will be up on Tuesdays for the newest episode of Raw, and then Mondays will have the old episodes, but I'm getting back into the swing of things right now, okay? Cut me some slack. Welcome to that day one-ish oos. We start off this show with day one graphics in the middle of the Raw intro, and I have terrible flashbacks as I'm seeing these graphics to when they did the day one thing and Big E lost the title to Brock, remember that. Just think about it, an alternative universe, if Roman didn't have COVID or couldn't show up due to COVID symptoms or something like that, we wouldn't have the tribal chief right now as powerful as we do. They are in the, I think I'm quoting this correctly, the Pachinko Arena in San Diego, California, as Michael Cole and Wade Barrett are doing their commentary show rundown shtick, but this time they're in the middle of the ring. I thought that was interesting, and if honestly they do that, kind of like a throwback to how Raw used to be with Vince sitting outside the ring going, "Welcome to Monday Night Raw," blah, 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 then I'm kind of okay with that. After they get through with their little rundown, Becky Lynch comes out, and oh my gosh, her smoke machine had way too much fog. It's like you tried to see Becky come out of the fog, and literally you had to wait until she was like halfway down the ramp to just start seeing her. She has a match tonight against Nia Jax. So something awesome is that they had a video package for this. I don't know if they meant to do it on a pay-per-view and then they changed it last moment or what happened, but that's pretty cool. It made the fight feel like a big fight feel, made it feel like a pay-per-view feel. If they want to do this for big feud fights like that, I'm more than fine with that. Please do. Just don't make it a thing where even the little fights have this big long package when they don't really matter. Also, something interesting, which I don't know if it's to get the fans talking, even though talks have kind of gone through with her, but it was pretty cool seeing Becky tap out Sasha Banks in the I'm trying to remember the match. I don't remember, but they had a scene where somebody with blue hair was getting tapped out. If you know, you know, tap a deal. All right, that's what it is. All right, anyways, enough about that. They had a match, and just like always, I'm not going to give breakdown of the match. I'm just going to give my initial thoughts. Ultimately, it was underdog versus giant type of match. I think Becky did a good job at portraying the desperate underdog, trying to figure a way to knock over the mighty giant that is Nia Jax, apparently. There were some crazy spots, too, to not take away from it. Nia fell right off the top of the turnbuckle after Becky either, threw her off or gave her a drop kick or something. She fell off the top to, the apron. That had to hurt. But yeah, most of the match, Becky played it smart as she used the momentum of Nia Jax against her. But unfortunately, Becky caught a fist right to the face. And then she ended up eating a bonsai drop. I forget what they call it now. What is it? Oh, yeah, the Annihilator. I appreciate my puns. And Nia Jax won off of that. They're building up this punch thing so much that Becky was bleeding after the fight. I don't know if she gigged or bit her lip or what happened, but she was bleeding out of the mouth. 4 stars, easily a 4-star match. Great way to start off the year. Also, oh, hi. If they make Nia into this big bad monster similar to how she was on NXT by the end of the year, or even in the future, I'm down for it. Bring it. After that, commentary then transitions into talking about what happened not last week, because last week was a filler show, so week before last, known as the American Nightmare Before Christmas. Like always, even if it's talked about during the show, I'm not going to spoil it. All I'm going to say is when they come back from that video package, Cody's backstage, he's walking, and he's doing that thing where he's ready to come out, and they're like, we're going to see Cody after that break. I don't know how I feel about those anymore, but they're kind of cool shots, I guess. After that, he comes out and does his normal, like, insert town here. What do you want to talk about? And I dig that. He talks about how it's the new year and how he's going to set some resolutions. Unfortunately, he's stuck on something from last year, and that's Shinsuke Nakamura. And he's angry because the feud should already be over with. And he said that he's going to give Shinsuke the opportunity to end it right here, right now, to come on out. And then Shinsuke replies on the screen, but it kind of frustrates me that they got rid of the spotlight gimmick. I mean, I liked it. It was unique, but hey, it's not enough to make me hate this. Anyway, he did his normal, like, speaking in Japanese, and they translated the text on the screen. And it basically said that he will not end it this week, but he will give him one more week to dream. And then he missed the camera, and it's a really cool effect, but from editor POV here, you could very much clearly see the glass wall he actually sprayed instead of the camera. Sorry, I don't mean to break kayfabe, but like, it was, the shot they had was very apparent that they were filming him through a glass after he sprayed the mist. I couldn't tell up until that point, though. Weird random Dylan stuff aside, 4 stars. I love this. I love where this story's going. Keep it building. As we will figure out later on, Cody's story may take another year, spoiler alert, to play out. Before I even knew of that, though, this was my note. And I quote, honestly, this might be a hot take, but if we're going back to multiple-year-old storytelling, like kind of how they used to do in the NWA, like Dusty Rhodes era, then this is a great way to take Cody away from Roman this year at Mania until next year or whenever they honestly go against each other. I'm okay with that. I don't know if they're genuinely trying to make it to where like Roman defeats Bruno's record. If they are, I'm one of the few fans that are fine with that. I mean, like, this whole time I've said I would be down to see him keep it for 8 more years. Wait, how has he had it for 3 already? He's had it for 3 already, I believe. So, in that case, 6 more years. I'm down to see that. Why not? I guess this makes 5 more years. Whatever. I'm down to see it. I'm okay with that. We have a quote-unquote main title in the World Heavyweight Championship. They can build prestige into that title by keeping its lineage going, while Roman's just a big bad ultimate boss. I'm okay with that. I enjoy storytelling. Alright, enough about that. Commentary after that transitions talking about, and I quote, Kofi Claus from the last week of their recordings. That's how I'm going to start wording it, because they took Christmas week off to do recaps, but the week before, I think like the 18th, they did something. But they talked about Kofi dressing up as Santa Claus in the most cursed image I have ever seen, and how they fought against Imperium. No results, refer to note earlier. Then Kofi comes out, and he's going against he's tagging with the Yeet Master himself against Imperium sans Gunther. That's how I'm always going to word it. Also, just a cool little bonus thing. They started dropping a couple Royal Rumble facts, which I always appreciate them doing. I don't know if they've been doing it or not. And they mentioned Gunther casually on commentary, considering he had a Royal Rumble fact. So bonus points for that, because that's a great way just to remind everybody that Gunther is still here despite him taking time off. I appreciate that. This was pretty much a normal matchup until we came back from the ad. Then it kind of got scary real fast. Kofi did a normal like drop kick as Vinci was coming off the turnbuckle. He did like a springboard, I think, but he ended up connecting, connecting with Vinci's jaw on accident, and you could tell immediately as soon as he landed, his head got red. He was keeping his head off the mat, which tells you that he didn't know what he was doing. Instinct was kicking in at that point, and that he clearly had a concussion. So immediately the ref throws up the X. Like, he checks on him, he asks if he's okay, and the ref immediately throws up that X. Medical runs in as everybody's trying not to like keep him tied on the camera, but also trying to work around it. And then they do a hot tag spot, and the match gets called off due to injury, obviously. It's weird. Instead of making it a did not finish match, they ended up making it that Kofi and Jay won, so I guess that kind of works the story still. But you could tell that as the fighters, they weren't happy that their match had to get called off, and they won that way. Since then, Vinci has updated people saying that he's fine, but in Italian, and out of respect of an injury happening shootsies during this match, I will not rate it. Commentary then kind of keeps the show rolling and tries an attempt to by saying that in due time they'll update everybody on WWE socials or on Vinci's socials, but they try to transition into the next segment by talking about the holiday tour they did recently, which I don't know if they just threw that together or if that was a subject they were going to talk about just to tell people, hey, we're touring. But I found that interesting. That was kind of unique. Okay. And then they transition to Ms. TV. All right. I gotta be honest here. I don't know if I've done a rant on it or not. I love me some old school talk shows like Piper's Pit, like even the Jericho highlight reel, which kind of started this formulaic bullshit. But Ms. TV has become a thing which I seldomly like watch through because it has the same formulaic pattern to it. No disrespect to like Miz, I think he's amazing talent. No disrespect to the talk show type, and no disrespect to his guests, but God, it's the same bullshit. Guest comes on, guest talks shit, Miz talks shit. One of those two things happens. Either guest gets upset or Miz gets upset. They has brawl. Brawl turns into match, whether one-on-one or tag or whatever. Same pattern every week, including this one, spoiler alert. But sometimes if Miz TV comes up, I may skip over it just for that reason. Tonight, though, the Judgment Day is on there. I don't know if I've done enough reviews or posted any of these reviews, but I'm a big Judgment Day mark. So, of course, I'm going to rise for the Judgment Day and suffer through Miz TV for my group. Alright, so Miz does his normal thing when he comes out. He's like, welcome to the most... what is it? Welcome to the most must-see show, you know, the Miz TV. Points at the crowd. They pipe it in because nobody's actually saying Miz TV. And he said that apparently the Judgment Day were begging to come on here. And he was like, so without further ado, here they are. And then does the Judgment Day intro, and the smoke comes up. But no Judgment Day. And then it switches to R-Truth's music. I'm so happy anytime this man is on, but God, especially recently, he has been a gem to the world. They do their normal comedy stick about how, like, well, now normal comedy stick about how, like, Truth is in the Judgment Day, but he's not actually in it. And Truth says, like, oh, the Judgment Day is not here. And then Miz like, oh, you seem... Oh, sorry. Truth pretends that the Judgment Day is there, but they're not actually there. So Miz is like, you seen people like Lil Jimmy again? Something that I appreciate about this is that the crowd is actually behind it, kinda, also, because whenever he does the, like, all rise for the Judgment Day thing, it actually works for him, and unlike Damian Priest. Miz asks Truth what his role in Judgment Day is, so Truth pretends, I don't know why that was hard for me, that he's their agent, and does a little comedy shtick with that, until JD comes out and says that, hey, you are not... Oh, sorry, Dom was there too. He says, hey, you're not a member of the Judgment Day. Quit acting like you are. Dom tries to say something, but he gets drowned out. And they all talk smack to each other until Miz TV formula proves to be true, and they all have a tag team match. I'll be honest, it's always nostalgically awesome no pun intended, to see the Awesome Truth back, even if they played it off as like R-Truth's a member of the Judgment Day, so he's in the neutral corner because he doesn't want to fight Miz, but he's also, quote-unquote, a member of the Judgment Day. R-Truth was just 10 out of 10 in a comedy role tonight because he kept on playing as if he's not teaming with Miz, he's for the Judgment Day. And it got to the point towards the end of the match where, like, JD's like, all right, you can work with me. Punch Miz. He's going to hold him. And he tried to punch Miz, but he ends up punching JD instead. And he's like, oh, I'm so sorry, man. And JD shoves Truth, and Truth shoves him back. And Miz catches him in a skull-crushing finale for the Awesome Truth to win. I give that 4 stars because I love comedy spots. After that, they recap the women's champions, the tag team women's champions losing their titles a couple weeks ago. And between that and Samantha no longer being allowed to do the whole Chelsea Green bit, I wonder if like Chelsea's in trouble or if this is just something that happened and just is what it is. After they do a recap, they go to this like shitty WWE film-made club made for the new champions where Chelsea and Piper crash the party and go straight to the guests and demand their title shots. And Chelsea says that they're going straight, if Adam Pearce won't give it, then they're going straight to Nicholas Aldis for the rematch. The champs say that, I don't remember who did, sorry, that they don't have to demand for it. They'll get it next week, but for now it's party time. And then they throw their alcohol in their face, in both of Chelsea and Piper's face, and they both get escorted out as segment ends. 3.5 stars. It was alright. After that, we have Ivy Mule versus Rhea Ripley for the Raw Women's Championship. This was a great showcase match for Ivy. 10 out of 10. Also, shout out, she's a Knoxville girl. Did not know that. Shout out to Knoxville. It was amazing. Commentary did a great job at doing their, job, because, during the Vince era, they would just get the story beats over with, so to speak, and kind of, like, make you not want to listen to them for how not genuine they sound. But this era, commentary did a pretty good job at, like, letting me know about the fighter's credentials. I didn't know that Ivy had, like, an MMA background. I thought it was just amateur wrestling, but that's freaking sick. Anyway, this match was a great job for Ivy to show off, like, her credentials, but she went for, like, a flying something to Rhea, and Rhea ends up headbutting her and then giving her a Riptide for the win. I give this match 4 stars. Overall, this has been a great show. Spoiler alert for my review later, there hasn't been a bad show in the Triple H era yet, in my opinion. Like, there's been some mess, but primarily when Vince is over it, but still not a terrible show. Alright, after that we see Seth backstage, and they plug his main event title match as they give a rundown for the remainder of the show. After that, they go to the ad, and then we come back, and we see the former WWE champion. Who is it? It's Jinder Mahal. The whole crowd does, like, the groan thing because they're intentionally trying to, like, fake you out. And Jinder does a good job at getting his new character over. He's an anti-American character, which usually is like, God, you're only doing that because you're not white. But this time, I feel like this is what Muhammad Hassan should have been. And if they give it room to grow, there's a way to get somebody hated, not because they're anti-American, but because of how extreme they're being anti-American. But also, he has grounds that you can he's a good heel because he has grounds you can kind of hear him be like, I kind of agree with you is the bad part. Alright, he does this whole, like, anti-America thing, talking about how divided this country is, and he runs down the issues with race, basically how he he speaks in Punjabi. I can't speak. I'm sorry. I got a stopped up nose, or else I'd say it correctly. But he speaks in Punjabi. See, it's gonna sound incorrect if I say it. I'm saying it correctly. It's just where nasal issues. He speaks insert language there, and he says, "Oh, hey, you all are booing me. Did you know that I just did the national anthem in Punjabi, but you boo me because I don't speak English, basically." He does something saying how he gets booed because he looks different and talks different. And after he does this for a bit, he says he's going to talk trash about the United States one more time, and he starts speaking Punjabi. There we go. And then The Rock interrupts him, and Michael Cole just lets out the most visceral, like, yes! Like, holy shit, dude. Alright, so it's like the normal Rock shtick where he tries to be the funny guy, but his promos go on way too long, and then he's like, oh, I love America. And then he ends it with like a song about how he's going to whoop Jinder Mahal's ass, but Jinder cuts him off by punching him. Sorry, I skipped over a bit. So he did the normal, like, half the crowd does "you are," half the crowd does an asshole stick, only this time he got people to chant day one douchebag to Jinder, and I'm happy that it actually worked. I didn't think this was going to work. I figured they had to, like, plug in audio. Alright, so after he does that, he does the whole stick where he sings the national anthem, but his rendition of it, and talks about how Jinder's going to get his ass whooped by the Great One. Jinder cuts him off. They have a back and forth that ends with Spinebuster, People's Elbow, and The Rock taking off his belt to whoop Jinder's ass for some reason. I guess Jinder might have been too stiff with one of those punches, so that was a receipt. I don't know. But afterwards, the interesting part, Rock gets on the mic and does his whole, like, if you smell line. And then after he does that, he says, man, I'm feeling kind of hungry tonight. Where are we at? San Diego? Yeah. San Diego, where should I sit at when I go out and get a bite? Maybe a booth? Maybe at the bar? Or maybe I should be at the head of the table. And as soon as he said that, even still, like, pretending to quote him, I got goosebumps. Head to toe goosebumps. I'm like, yes, give me that match. Even though it's the wrong year and that means we're going to be pushing Cody off for another year, give me the match. It's a segment, I didn't rank it, so I'm going to say, like, 4 stars, 3.5 stars. It's the normal Rock shtick, but at least he added something this time, because when he came out, he looked a little bit more jacked than normal, but like he also looked lean somehow. So I was wondering why he looked like that, but now it makes sense. We're getting ready for a Rock match apparently. That's fucking sick. After that, Shayna Baszler has a tag team match with Zoe Starks against Tegan and Natalya, which, by the way, Zoe and her being a team, I kind of dig. I'm fine with that. This match ends with Stark picking up the W for the newly established team. It was a good wrestling match. There's just nothing really to talk about, honestly. So, like, 4 stars. Sometimes you need that in a show, though. That's not, like, a bad thing. Alright, anyways, they plug the main event, and then we come back from commercial to a video package, I think. Either that or it's like video package and then come back from commercial. We have tonight's match of Drew versus Seth for the World Heavyweight Championship. This is your... I don't want to say this is a bad thing, because it's not a bad thing. It's fun now to have 30-minute main events where they just beat the shit out of each other for a while. And it's a beautiful one, but it follows the normal formula for that. I enjoy that commentary brings up Seth's back injury to still, like, sell that. And towards the end of the match, Priest comes in to attempt to cash in his Money in the Bank, but as he's cashing in, Drew takes him out and then gives Dom a belly-to-belly to take him out, because Dom also came out with him, by the way. And Drew would have won because he gave Seth a Claymore kick. But then I think it was because Seth like defiantly kicked out or something. Oh, that's what it was. Drew gave him a Claymore, and then where was Seth? Pumpkin, did you? Okay, sorry. Pumpkin stepped on my mouse, threw me off. Anyway, but when he gave him a Claymore kick, he did so that Pumpkin threw me off. When he gave him a Claymore kick, Seth's feet ended up in the ropes. So he got a 1, 2, and then the ref looked and he's in the ropes. So that pissed Drew off. So Drew attempted to put Seth through the announce table with something, but Seth then counters it by doing a move to it, but that doesn't go through the announce table. It just ends up doing a move on the announce table. Then he throws him in the ring, does a curve stomp, and walks out with the W to end the show. Easily 4 stars. That was an amazing fight and a great way to end the show. It shows that Damian Priest has been talking about it a lot, but it shows that he has urgency to cash in because he realizes that June or July, whenever Money in the Bank is essentially like 6 months away. So he realizes, hey, I gotta cash this shit in soon. Overall, the show was a fun show, and like there were bits where I just skipped through because I didn't have like 3 hours to spend on wrestling, but I kind of hated myself for skipping through it because I'm like, damn, this was a fun and entertaining show. It's a normal formula, but it's working, so I don't have nothing to complain about. 4-star show like always. Hey everyone, Outro Dylan here. So thanks for watching. If you're just a casual viewer watching, I appreciate you. Hopefully on Saturday I'll have this Friday night SmackDown uploaded. So if you want to tune back in, I'll see you then. If you like anything up on the screen, hopefully like some gameplay or some news or whatever, click on that. For people who like care about this channel, long story short, my hard drive corrupted, so as of right now, AEW Fight Forever footage, whatever was the last thing that's uploaded, is the last of that run. Eventually, I'll do another run with a different character, or maybe the same one, I don't know, but I'm convinced that game's cursed at this point. So, right now, the schedule's going to be the same, like old episodes on the day that the show's supposed to air, new episodes on the day after the show's supposed to air, and for gameplay, I'm going to do what I already have recorded until further notice, so whatever's up on the archive channel will be uploaded next. I'll see you all. Normally it'd be Friday for old SmackDown, but since this is uploading like Thursday, knock on wood, I'll see you all Saturday for current week SmackDown review, and then next week hopefully we'll be in the normal schedule. Which, if you don't know the normal schedule, I think I've uploaded a video with it. If not, I'll give a rundown Saturday, sorry. Alright, bye everybody, see you Saturday, bye!